Hey man, that was a great fight. Probably, I think what most of us expected, like a bit of a slug match in there. But did you just feel you were technically better?
Yeah, of course. I think it showed in the fight. It went exactly how I thought it would be. Going in there, I felt like we both had equally as much power. He's a strong dude. He was able to take me down. I didn't think he would, but he's a shorter, stocky guy. He was strong, but I felt like even though I was on the ground, he wasn't able to cause any damage. I was able to control the position, and second time he took me down, I was able to get back up real quick. But on the feet, I was a faster, more technical guy, and he let me work at my range. He didn't really cut off the distance really too much, and I was just able to pick him apart.
He seemed to have problems as well with the southpaw stance. Your jab was landing regularly, and although he's known as a hard-hitting guy, you could see the difference. When you landed, it would stagger him, and when he landed, it didn't seem to affect you. Did he land anything on you that kind of hurt or caught your attention?
Nah. Well, yeah, maybe one punch. He did kind of like stun me a little bit, but I just poker faced that. And yeah, like you said, when I would hit him, I could see his whole demeanor change, and as the fight went on, it's just, I don't know, he just kind of died down.
That said, obviously, you always want the finish. Was he tougher than you thought, or did you just not see the right opportunity to land the big punch, or how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I felt like after a couple of punches, I did feel like I could have rushed in and possibly finished the fight, but we had a game plan going in there not to get in no crazy wild exchange, a crazy brawl with him, and he's a tough guy. He took some hard shots in there, and his face shows it. I was like, damn, it's a pretty bad day. I broke his nose again or something.
Yeah, I think judging by the look of it, it was like looking that way. I want to read something that the cameras overheard. Your corner advice saying, Joe Schilling said, you should throw that kick you did on the ranch when you were on mushrooms. Would you mind telling us about that experience?
Yeah, man. He was referring to a heel kick, which we've been practicing a lot this fight camp. One thing I didn't mention before in the previous interview when I was here is that about a month ago I tore my pec muscle, and my pec literally it detached from the bone. So that was kind of the reason why I came out to Las Vegas and spent so much time at UFC PI. Shout out to them, to everybody at UFC PI who helped me, rehabilitate my injury. And they wanted me to get surgery. I just refused it, and I felt like this was an opportunity. I was willing to go out there with a torn chest muscle, but I took care of it. They took care of it, and it all worked out, man. It's crazy.
Do you think you need surgery on it, or just more mushrooms?
Probably more mushrooms. No, they wanted me to get a surgery, and but as soon as they told me I would be out like about 6 months, it was just not an option at the time, And about a week ago, we did like an ultrasound, and all kinds of scar tissue had already filled up in there, and I was good to go.
So that being said, do you still want to take a little bit of time off, let it heal up a bit more, or are you just prepared to get back in there the moment they call you?
Nah, man, I'm like Wolverine. I heal up quick, I'll be ready to get in there as soon as they need me, man. Like I said before, I don't mind being that guy that the UFC could turn to for short notice fights. Fights before this, they were all short notice, and I put on a great show, but this time around with the full fight camp, I feel like I did great, and I fought a big name opponent, and I just completely outclassed him like I said I would.
You said big name opponent, so do you want another one? Is there a guy in mind?
Yeah, whoever wants it, man. Y'all just saw me. Whoever wants these hands could get it.
Nice, man. Good work.
Just a quick one. I know you mentioned the game plan a little bit earlier, but I thought you did a really good job of mixing in the kicks as well as the hands as well. Was that something specifically for him that you saw that with his style that would work out well? Is that something with just the way that you fight? Because they were very strong kicks as well. Is that something that you just wanted to work in as well?
Yeah, like I said, I had to focus on other things while my chest muscle was healing, because I couldn't throw punches, I couldn't do certain things. I couldn't throw my jab from this side, so I was focusing a lot more on kicks and just other aspects of my game, just trying to work around the injury. And yeah, the kicks were they just came out naturally for me. You know, he wasn't checking them. So I just kept throwing them, and you know, after a kick, he would leave himself open. So I was able to land a couple of little quick punches to you know, kind of just keep him guessing. You know, I originally wasn't planning on throwing as many kicks because I didn't want to risk, you know, him trying to take me down. Because like I said, he's a strong dude, and you know, I've seen him take down other opponents, and he was able to take me down. But you know, I just felt I'm equally as strong, you know, and you know, I have better technique in a way, in a sense, as far as jiu-jitsu goes. Yeah, man, it just all worked out.
Are you surprised he maybe didn't adjust to your jab a little bit more so? It seemed like he was just kind of walking straight into it, like you were having your way, that even when you were walking back, you were kind of able to throw that jab and still land multiple ones square on his nose.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real. My main technique, my main strength will be boxing, you know, and from you can see in all my fights, my jab, you know, and even in training, you know, my jab is just my main weapon.
So did it feel a little, now that the pec's healing up a little bit, does it feel like you're back to getting closer back to full strength now that that's coming back?
Yeah, man. Actually, it kind of like a blessing in disguise, man. I kind of took off from loading up punches and being all about power and just focused on speed and accuracy this time around. So I couldn't hit with power during training camp this time, you know. So I was able to. I mean, I could hit the double end bag, speed bag, and just work on my speed and accuracy this time, and it just worked out. It kind of like a blessing in disguise, you know.
Well, I know we always hear that fighters always sort of have like a lingering injury, you know, as their career goes on. This sounds like this was a little bit more than just a lingering injury. So what's the perfect number of fights a year for you that you could kind of take some time off and make sure the body heals in between? What's the perfect number of fights for you each year?
Man, I'm just trying to keep it going, you know. I don't really have the luxury of you know, taking time off. You know, I'm 34 years old. I haven't been doing this that long, you know, but I feel like I'm in my prime, and it's just go time for me right now. I feel like I need to get as many fights as possible, which you know, I don't mind taking short notice fights. You know, the UFC could count on me to come out and be ready, you know. Yeah, man, it's go time for me.
And last for me, the commentary team sort of touched on the fact of how MMA has helped bring you up from where you were before. So in terms of just how your overall quality of life and everything, how much has this sport and the UFC meant for you to get you to where you are today?
Yeah, man, mixed martial arts changed my life even before the UFC, you know, completely changed my life. You know, I went from just like some little thug street fighter from Los Angeles, you know, always in and out of jail and stuff like that, you know, until the point where, you know, I started caring about something other than, you know, the streets. So the UFC really, I mean, mixed martial arts in general just helped me grow as a man. And, you know, it gave me something to focus on. It gave me hope, you know, for a better life, for my family, for my kids. And you know, I'm all in at this point. You know, I'm in the UFC now. I made something out of nothing. And that's why, like, it's go time for me. I have no hesitation to fight any of these dudes. And you know, I'm here to stay.
And I think your story makes a great one for a possible role model for a lot of kids and for a lot of people coming up. Is that something that you would like to take on that role, or is that something that you would?
Yeah, man. Actually, I have planned, because, like I said, I've you know, kind of been like a little troubled youth, and I would like to go and you know, maybe speak to some of these kids that were in the position that I was in, and let them know, like hey, I was here too, you know, and you know, just don't give up. You know, there's a way out of this. You know, and you could change your life. If I could change my life, and trust me, I'm no angel. You know, if I could change my life and my ways, then anybody can. You know.
How would you, if somebody wanted to try to reach out to you, what's the best way for somebody to, maybe like through Twitter or something? Or do you have something set up that if you wanted to try to reach out to people, how could they reach out to you?
Yeah, man. My Instagram at DRodUFC.
Very cool. Thank you very much. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.